covered this event in Washington, D.C. a few days ago, but what I saw and didn't see surprised me.
Today, TMJ News is here in Washington, D.C. in Capitol Hill, covering Hijab on the Hill, an event that is celebrating the contributions of Muslim women in public service.
This isn't a story that will be covered the way you expect, but that's exactly why it's important, especially now. At this event, Muslim women in politics and public service were being celebrated, and rightfully so. I spoke to several attendees who emphasized why it's so important for Muslim women to take up space in the US government. I also spoke with the event organizer, Shazmina, who emphasized why the presence of Muslim women in shaping public policy is so critical.
As Muslim women, even though we might be the minority in many spaces on Capitol Hill, that we find a lot of strength in the fact that we are unapologetically ourselves.
So yes, it was very inspiring. But then came the questions that changed everything. When I asked about Palestine, the room went quiet. In one interview, a Capitol Hill staffer refused to answer my question about why U.S. Muslim representatives are not doing more to challenge U.S. support for Israel. She said, and I quote, that she cannot answer that question because it's a partisan issue. Another interviewee, an intern for Representative Ilhan Omar's office, said she also cannot answer a question when I asked why Ms. Omar has publicly supported Palestine, but also at the same time co-sponsored a resolution previously recognizing Israel as the U.S.'s democratic and legitimate ally. She also said she cannot comment because she's an intern, but when I asked what she thinks about it as a U.S. citizen, she said she's not comfortable answering. Now, out of respect for these individuals' privacy, I will not identify them, but in the context of what is unfolding as we speak in Gaza, as men, women, children, and babies are starving to death, the silence of some attendees really stood out. Palestine is not a partisan issue. It's a moral issue. It's a human rights issue that has garnered international support from Muslims and non-Muslims alike at a time when our democratic institutions are failing to do anything to preserve Palestinians' human dignity. So the real story here is that representation matters, but presence alone is not power. It's what we do with it that matters. And thankfully, a few at this event did speak up.
We see a lot of protests happening these days, especially with Gaza, in which this freedom isn't protected. A lot of people are injured, a lot of people are arrested illegally and not rightfully so. And I'd like to see more protection extended to those people, especially as American citizens, because we are expressing our rights as Americans.
I would probably say the whole situation in the Middle East right now, so Israel, Palestine. I'd like to see more action being put forward in that regard.